Girls need love too. Yeah. Girls need love too. Girls need love. Let me tell you something. Girls need love. Girls need love. Girls need love. Girls need love. So what's a girl to do? She needs love. Girls need love. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Oh nah. Give it to me like you need it, baby. Want you to hear me screaming, have it breathing. I don't need a reason, baby. I want it till you get right. I can get it to you right, baby. I wanna be healing. I can be real good. We don't get these feelings. Hey, I need some love.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you all for coming by. I really appreciate you for your support. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe as you all are coming in. Today, we will be discussing some hot topics. I'm really excited. I'm not even going to lie to you. Our first topic is going to be unpacking the drama between Sabrina Peterson, the unpacking the drama, Sabrina Peterson and T.I. and Tiny's controversies, plus more. In this compelling interview, Sabrina Peterson delves into the intricate situation surrounding T.I. and Tiny, revealing a wealth of information that is sure to captivate viewers. Join us as we explore the complexities of these high profile relationships and the controversies that have emerged. Additionally, we address the recent statements made by Will Smith regarding his disassociation from Puffy and the unfounded rumors circulating about him. Furthermore, we discuss Cardi B's legal battle with Tasha K, highlighting the ongoing developments in the defamation case. Don't miss this insightful discussion. I am so excited to be here. It's been a while. We are back in the studio. And like I said, you all, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hey, Lady Sparkles. Hey, Norris Tony. How are you? Good to see you. Now, I wanted to pull up this first piece of tea, okay? Because if you all do not know Sabrina Peterson, she is the one that accused T.I. and Tiny of rugging and raping people. And she also said that he had put a pal up to her head. I don't know if you all remember that, but she went viral. She had got an attorney, and it was attorney Blackburn that's representing Lil Rod in that case. And come to find out, T.I. and Tiny, they won their judgment against Sabrina, and now it's time for her to pay. Now it's time for her to pay up. Well, they had got the charges dismissed, or the case got dismissed, or whatever charges that she was bringing up against them. All they got settled out. They didn't get in any trouble. So what they did is they turned around and countersued. They're like, okay, well, you got us taken off a VH1 show. Remember the T.I. and Tiny Hustle? Remember that? So around that time when she had come out, they immediately pulled them. They pulled them from the show. And I believe any people that were, as far as like brand deals, everybody just started pulling back, because really nobody wants to be attached to you when you have those open cases and those allegations surrounding your name. And when you talk about big brands, still have to sell their merchandise, and they're not going to let little old you be the problem. Now, this is Jason Lee, because Sabrina had went on a Jason Lee's show, Hollywood Unlocked. Shout out to them. He says, "Oh, I interviewed Sabrina Peterson the other day about the Ti and Tiny situations. Baby, there's a lot there. Can't wait to share." And so this is the young lady's Instagram. Give me 1 second. We can actually go over to her Instagram. All right, we're going to click on her name and go over to her Instagram. And her Instagram is the Glam University. So let's go over and check her out, see what she has posted. Um, let's see. So this is her wall. Okay, let's go to her post. Oh, these are her posts. Okay, so this was just 6 days ago. She says, "I believe there should be a standard of truth for these allegations. There should be sworn court statements, and those falsely claiming to be victims should face jail time. I think attorneys that aren't 1000% vetting these cases need to be investigated. Also, praying for all those that have been truly victimized, and I pray for anyone that's being wrongly accused." Now, this was 6 days ago. This is 6 days ago. And she's not addressing her legal woes, her legal troubles that she's currently in. Um, because someone says because of Jay-Z, put your seatbelt on. It started from Foxy. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, Really Pie, how are you? Good to see you. We're just going over some hot topics. We're going over the Glam University. Her name is Sabrina Peterson, and actually, Ti and Tiny are actually suing her. I was just going over and telling everybody that she was part of the reason that their show got canceled. And remember, Shakana and Tiny, they were down at the courthouse, and they were kind of going back and forth. And Sabrina Peterson, started going at Shakana. I believe she sued Shakana or was trying to sue her. I'm not really up to date on what really happened there. But yeah, Sabrina has a lengthy past herself. When you talk about Sabrina Peterson, in that lawsuit, they mentioned like her whole rap sheet. There was a point in time where Sabrina had gotten to a situation. She had a razor blade in her mouth, come out, and it was on and popping. So she's no stranger to the court system nor mugshots. Okay. All right. So she hasn't posted anything since. All right. You said, I believe it, and Tiny going down. Well, you know what? This is my thing. Do y'all remember when Ti and Tiny had got pulled over and they found narcotics on them? Just like Nelly not long ago, same thing happened to him. He was at the what was he? He was at the casino, and it was like real late at night. You know, it was real late at night, and he was there. He was. They said that he had an ecstasy bill. And peep this out, Nelly. I wonder if he's having like financial issues because back in the day, his tour bus had gotten pulled over because of like bad tags. He had gotten pulled over because he had bad tags. Like, you have all this money. And then he was in a lawsuit with the Saint Lunatics. It was this group that he had started out with. You know, they actually all grew up together. Long story short, really he was the Beyonce. Nelly was the Beyonce in the group. Nelly was all pumped up, just he had that grill. Y'all remember that song? Let me see a grill. Let me see a who. I want to see a grill. Your grill. You know, I mean, when he had that song going on, I was like, oh, he's so sexy. Oh, he's so sexy. And he from St. Louis? He from St. Louis? You all make sure you get your mugs. Hmm. Make sure you shop and get your mugs. Okay. Hmm. All right. You remember that? Okay, so I'm not by myself. You know, let's just talk, let's call it for what it is. Nelly was the Beyonce of the group, and you know, he really got his shine on. That man really did get his shine on. I mean, he's just so handsome. I mean, he's just, you know, and then, you know, I gotta, you know, I can't really give him too much praise because he's out here embarrassing Ashanti. We gotta call it out. He's out here embarrassing Ashanti. And I'm like, no, you Nelly, you cannot be doing that to our girl. Like she had been single. I mean, you know, of course, you're single until you're married, but she's been single for so long. And Ashanti is like from my era. You know, I remember getting her CD, baby, and getting up in my room and just listening to those songs, honey. It was everything, you know. Back in those days, I kind of feel like music really, and now that I think about it, those songs and that music, it hit different from what we get now. You know, it is different from what we get now. But knowing that certain people were doing certain acts around this time, that well, around that time in music, um, really I can separate the two because when you talk about a person can be so talented, but then they can go get on drugs, right? But does that mean that they're not talented? No, it just means that they fell off and they went the wrong path. You know, so when it comes to music like that, right? Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and move on. All right, so our next story is going to be, let's see, what is our next story going to be? Um, okay, so we got Jason Lee out the way. Let's see. Oh, I do want to bring this up. Okay, this says Universal Music. Oh, let me share it with you all so y'all can see too. Hold on. All right, so it says Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Grange being sued in Diddy lawsuit. It says Candace Owens says Diddy latest lawsuit isn't being picked up by mainstream news because it implicates Universal Music chief Lucian Grange as someone involved in his FOs. You know, one of the most powerful men in Hollywood in Diddy's bedroom for hours. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's listen, y'all.
Never thought these words would come out my mouth, but Candace Owens is onto something, and that did not feel comfortable at all. So Candace says the reason mainstream news is not picking up this lawsuit, is not paying attention to Diddy at all, is because of this man right here, Lucian Grandage. He is one of the most powerful men in Hollywood and music. And he been up in Diddy's room. So this man right here is Sir Lucian Charles Grant. He's been the CEO of Universal Music Group since 2010. So you know he done seen some shit. So I had to go to the damn documents. I had to see if this man was actually named. And he is. As you can see, it says Lucian Charles Greenwich. And it also says Universal Music Group. On top of that, it says Ethiopia. I cannot fuck up her last name. I refuse to. But she was also a big person in Universal Music Group. And then Christina Coramham, Lord forgive. But she was like Diddy's second hand. And here on page 4, they are all listed by name and picture and description. So this is messed up. So if you go down to page 28 of the lawsuit, everything is up in this bad boy. So let me just read a little bit and you can pause to read the rest. Defendant Granish sponsored and attended several Love album listening parties at Mr. Combs' home in Los Angeles, California. These parties were sponsored by defendants Mr. LR, which I don't know who that is, and UMG, which is Universal Music Group. As evidence above, the parties and had ex-workers, I can't say the word, and underage girls present. During these parties, defendant Granish knew or should have known Mr. Combs was drugging the attendees through laced bottles of Delon tequila and Ciroc vodka. He was using his own shit. Baby, this is bad. Baby, I found tea at the bottom. So if you read this little note at the bottom, it will tell you why UNG removed their music from TikTok and who is actually to blame. I just want to throw that. Baby, there are more pages you can pause to read, but basically it's that this man knew about all the parties. This man was around all of this. This man never stopped anything. This man, nor Christina, nor Ethiopia had stopped anything that was happening. They let Diddy run wild. And that's why they are being mentioned in this lawsuit. And I guess this is why people are not making it bigger than social media, because I have not really seen this lawsuit in mainstream media like Fox, like CNN, none of that stuff really. But baby, this is getting bigger. I never thought these words would come.
All right, so y'all, let's get into it because when we think about this whole PDD situation, wasn't Ethiopia and then his right hand lady, remember the Christina, right? Remember we saw photos of him like pacing back and forth. Then we seen him in, I believe it was California. He was like meeting some fans and stuff like that. Um, but Universal, they were mentioned in that lawsuit. And then now Diddy is in a lawsuit, Jay-Z is in a lawsuit or trying to get pulled into a lawsuit. And then it goes back to the big, oh my gosh. I'm not gonna say it on here because they are watching. How you doing? Okay, they are watching, but we're just gonna keep it cute, and we're just gonna give observation. We're gonna give our opinions. Everybody that's in this court system that has not been convicted, these are only allegations, and these people are innocent until proven guilty. And we're just gonna wait and see how all of it turns out. But we will give commentary on it. All right. So let's get into these comments. Someone says, great research. That's a fact. Let's see. Yep, not on news. Our Canadian gym isn't even mentioned. Constant Trump 24/7 long 4 years of young and the restless. I'm mad because she can't read. Kanye said this. Hollywood got some freaks. I hope everyone on them go to prison. Oh, I hope every one of them goes to prison for life. Oh, right. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this down. Actually, I've got to get another piece of content. We got another story up. Are y'all enjoying this? Let me know that you're enjoying the content. Please make sure you are liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please, please, please. All right. Yes, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. So what we're about to do, we're about to pull up another story, y'all. Y'all won't believe this. Now we got to get up into this one because I've been waiting. Oh, I've been waiting. Oh, baby, I've been waiting. So here we are. Y'all ready? Here, let me see if I can pull it up a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. So I'll read it. It says, oh, Will Smith clarifies that he doesn't have ish to do with Puffy. Says he's seen the memes and it's hard for people to tell what's true. I don't even like baby oil. Shout out to our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk. They said, neighbors, Will Smith isn't here for people attacking him. To Diddy, obviously, the industry icon made that clear during a San Diego performance on Thursday. And a video from TMZ, Smith addresses his audience speaking on Diddy for the first time. He says he's seen people posting memes and clowning him online. He goes on to say it's obvious that people now have a hard time being able to tell what's true or false. I don't have issue to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all the memes. Y'all can stop with all of that BS. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak offs. Listen, I do enough of my own ish. Don't be putting me in other people's ish. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid ish. So whatever y'all hearing, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil Will said. All right. Well, let's hear it from his words because we done read it.
But the world we're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to like discern what's real and what's true, you know? And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I said, no, some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have shit to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all their memes. I can stop all of that bullshit. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own shit. Don't be putting me in other people's bullshit. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid shit. So whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. Nah, but I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumbass stuff because it's like people. It's so many things people say, so much stuff, but you know that one y'all was your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad. But the world we're in right now is really.
Y'all get into this. I'm scratching my head because I don't know if y'all remember. Do y'all remember the R&B singer August Alsina? August Alsina was with his wife. I'm not saying that Will was looking, but what I am going to say is, Puffy liked to share as well. Puffy liked to share as well. And if we really want to get into it a little bit deeper, mm, mm, mm. I believe he was friends with Dwayne Martin, and they had a fabulous bromance. They were homies, pumping iron. You know, pumping iron. You hear me? So I'm just, I'm just gonna sit and just kind of get my popcorn ready because before you know it, there's going to be clips floating around and people reminding Will Smith of August Alsina because they said that Puffy, like for the ladies to get white fingernails, Puffy allegedly, this is all allegations, this is what's out there. They said that, the ladies would have to have the white nails. He would call somebody, he would want to watch. He was open to sharing, he didn't mind. You get you some, and I'm gonna sit right here and I'm gonna direct and I'm gonna watch. Allegedly, that in the lawsuit. Check the lawsuit out with Cassie. Mhm. If you want a good reference, I would say maybe skim back to that lawsuit. Okay. So, how do y'all feel about it? Do y'all feel like Will Smith doesn't like the baby oil? He does not, him and whatever y'all saying about him and Buffy is not true. How do y'all feel about his stance on that? He said that it's all BS. You just never, I mean, you just can't tell what's true or false nowadays. I want to hear your thoughts. Please let me know. Okay. While we wait for you all to give us the answer, we're going to go ahead and pull up another story. Uh huh. Oh, yes, like I told you, these lawsuits in this court is just really nothing to play with. I mean, absolutely nothing to play with. All right, shout out to our friends over at the Shade Room. All right, so our friends over at the Shade Room has posted Jay-Z and Rock Nation released an additional statement following claims from attorney Tony Busby. Today's investigative report proves this attorney Busby filed a false complaint against me in the pursuit of money and time and fame. This incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. The true justice is coming. We fight for victory, not for victory. This was over before it began. This 1-800 lawyer doesn't realize it yet, but soon, Sean Carter. Okay, Sean Carter. Let's get into it. It is stunning that a lawyer would not only file such a serious complaint without proper vetting, but would make things worse by further peddling this false story in the press. We are asking the court to dismiss this frivolous case today, and will take up the matter of additional discipline for Mr. Busby and all the lawyers that filed the complaint. Alex Spiro. Oh, child. Whew. All right, let's get up into these comments. Let's see what they're saying. I freaking love Jay. Someone says, he says 100. Someone says her story did not make sense at all. If you actually read the document, she was allegedly 13 years old, met a limo driver who told her he can get her in later. Then she waited 3 hours for the award show to finish, then went to a party. And all this time, her parents weren't looking for a 13-year-old nighttime hours. Then her father came and got her after hours, didn't call the police or nothing. Then at 17, the same girl was in the studio with Diddy making records, etc. Bunch of BS. Did he deny anything, though? There's a question. The girl father stated he doesn't even recall such an event. I thought you were supposed to speak up for yourself when somebody makes allegations against you. This is the fastest I've ever seen Jay-Z address anything. LOL, I got it, but he usually quiet as F. Jay-Z defended himself a little too hard. That man sweating bullets. Oop. Opinions aside, why is everybody suddenly acting like Jay-Z and Puff have always been best friends all these years? I mean, sure, they were cool, but close friends sounds like a forced narrative. If Jay couldn't tolerate Jane, no way he could tolerate Puff. Well, listen here, y'all got to get into those brunches. You know, the brunch. Remember the brunch? You remember they had brunch? They had the brunches, you know what I'm saying? They was in there, you know what I'm saying, toasting, you know what I'm saying, toasting the champagne, taking photos. hmm I didn't forget the brunches. I did not forget those brunches. P. Diddy, um, Jay Z, T.I., DJ Khaled. I mean, you name it. hmm Yes, y'all forgot. I don't know how y'all forgot. All right, let me go ahead and bring up this other story, child. All right, let's go ahead and get into this next story. All right, so, child, we got Giselle from the Real Housewives of Potomac. She decided to come out and give a few words. I'll go ahead and bring it up. So let's get into it. Shout out to the Bravo Shade Room. Giselle Bryant says if if Potomac gets to a toxic place, it will be canceled. No viewer wants to sit in week after week and watch a bunch of women hate each other and mention wanting to quit at the end of the season. So Giselle's thinking about giving up her flute. Let's
Yes. Franchises being canceled, rebooted. New York was canceled and rebooted.
Yeah.
I think Dubai has been canceled.
Yes.
And a lot of them, they're saying they're trash. So how is Potomac still been able to survive from all of this stuff that's been happening?
All the trash, you mean?
Yes,
okay.
pretty much.
First, it's Potomac.
Potomac, I'm sorry.
Yes. It's hard. Like the reality TV space is extremely difficult, and it's difficult to like have some longevity. You have to, for Housewives, it's not hard. You guys have to be friends. It's a show about friendship. So when you are trying to be toxic, when you're trying to say stuff to your castmates that's toxic, and it's at the point of no return, then there goes the show. You can't come back from that. And no viewer wants to sit in week after week and look at a show that there's a bunch of women that hate each other. It becomes unreal.
Well, hold on, I thought that's the whole point of reality TV.
But that's what I was gonna say. That's what I thought.
No,
I thought the conflict and the toxic was what got people in.
But it's a fine line. It's like a dance you got to do. So it's lightweight toxicity. It's not hardcore toxicity. And then you got to be able to come back and laugh. You got to be able to come back and make fun at each other. And it's a girlfriend thing. You know, you have some toxic girlfriends. Right. But you know that y'all can go out on Saturday and have fun, but somebody's getting cussed out. But it's okay because there's a love there and you can still like rise above it.
And then Sunday we can all talk about what happened. And that be it.
And then, you know, it's a dynamic of like, there's some girlfriends that are just like the wild card, the drunk one, the one that's always going to like be reserved. It's the dynamic of the group, but it just can't get to a toxic place. Otherwise you're going to be canceled. If there is a
All right, so how do y'all feel about this? You know, my thoughts are Giselle, you know what? No shade. I could do without Giselle this season. Like I would be okay with this being her last season. I mean, first and foremost, we have the newbies, and I'm feeling the newbies. Jazzy, of course, Stacy. I'm really feeling the ladies, you know, and so Ash. Oh, and I still have to review, so I'll be reviewing today. Oh, today is this Saturday. Well, tomorrow. Today is Saturday, December the 14th. The current time is 11:29 p.m. Central Time. So my thing is, I wouldn't be pissed if Giselle just left the show. I think that it would open up more opportunity for it to showcase the different personalities. I'm ready to see the fashions. I'm ready to see the more classier events. I'm ready to see. It's so interesting that Giselle was like, the drama and the toxicity. You kick people out of a charity event when these ladies had open hearts and open wallets. So I wasn't really feeling that, so that little comment. But hopefully she can gather it together and get on up out of there. Let's get into some of these comments. Y'all know we love to read them. Someone says Dubai is canceled. Wait, Dubai is canceled? Why? Someone says, huh? Giselle, you literally spent a whole season accusing someone else's husband of sexual misconduct. You literally supported Mia after putting her hands on Wendy. I remember that. Giselle, someone says, Giselle, are you new? It's been toxic, and honestly, before this season, you and Robin were leading the hate train. Girl, I just can't take it. There you go. At least somebody called it out, because I didn't like the way that they were doing Candace. I wasn't feeling it. My opinion. I miss Candace, and I really wish Candace was on this season with the newbies. Oh my goodness. They would be a hoop together. All right, someone else says, Giselle, you were the ringleader of the toxic work environment along with Ashley and Robin. She's the one that transitioned the show from fun shade to toxic. We would still have Monique and Candace on the show if it wasn't for her low down, dirty antics. Clock it. She's telling us what they had to. Hold on. She's telling us what they had to tell her. Child. The ringleader in toxicity is on an apology tour. Girl, bye. Haha, she is really tone deaf sometimes. The main toxicity was from her and Juan's roommate actions. Really? But get into this. Maybe she's not going to come back for next season because Bravo, what I love about that network is they give you the opportunity to, give your own separation speech, because you still have to work, you still have to be marketable. And who wants to say, oh, well, they let me go. So their going out speech, be pleasant, be kind, because when they reach out to them, then you want somebody to be like, okay, yeah, she's good. She's good to go. That's just my opinion. What are y'all's opinion? All right. Let me go ahead and bring up this next topic. What is our next topic? Oh. Okay. All right, so our next topic is going to be, let me put this in. Good. All right, so our next topic is going to be, it's actually going to be this one, y'all. So this was just something that I saw, it was viral. And I want to get you all's opinion on it. Do you feel like this was like overcharging or what? So it says, man goes to court in Texas after being arrested for filling a water cup up with soda at Whataburger. Do y'all think that this man should have been arrested for taking a water cup and filling it up with soda at Whataburger? What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all opinions? My thing is, if you wanted the soda, you should have asked for the soda. That's stealing. It's stealing. And it's like you're asking me for something and then you go and do something totally different from what you just asked me. I'm going to have a problem with it. I don't think that I would call the police, but I would definitely tell you that you are not welcome back over there because don't lie about it. If you need help, I'll help you. But when you lie to me, it's hard for me to trust you. So that would be my situation. I wouldn't have called the cops on him. I think that, just give him a warning, like, hey, you're just not welcome here. I kind of feel like that was kind of overdoing it. But stealing is stealing, Stealing is definitely stealing. Okay, so do we have another story that we want to cover? Oh yeah, we want to cover Quad. Okay, so shout out to the Bravo Shade Room. They did post this as well, and I want to thank them. I'll pull it up. All right, so Quad says there was a meeting led by Phaedra Parks to get her fired. Quad said Phaedra did not like when she said Candy bitched her for 5 years. Quad said while trying to get Phaedra in, she was busy trying to get her out. Let's go.
I have always had an affection for Phaedra. We've kind of always been cool. Yeah. Up until the television thing came on board with Married to Met Someone. I helped to bring her on board. Mm-hmm. And I did sit in on the audition tape or whatever for her, whatever. And I wanted her to be a part of the show. I thought she would be a great addition. Unfortunately, as I was trying to help her kind of usher her in, she was trying to usher me out. And so she created... there was a meeting that was led by her. I'm just saying what it is. Yeah. There was a meeting that was led by her, George, to get me fired. Whoa. And that was before all the additional opportunities came, like, Dancing with the Stars and I think it was Traders First, Dancing with the Stars, that then led to her coming back onto Atlanta house.
But you already had such a huge impact, so why would she think that they would get rid of you?
Well, it was a lot going on last season. You understand? And a lot of times people like to control you. Okay, and I'm not really one to be controlled. Okay. But you know, so when to know that really was disheartening.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
and you didn't get that from me.
Well.
Come on,
not just you. Right? I will say this. Yes, I did get that from Heavenly, but it did not start and begin with Heavenly.
Okay.
Listen, one thing about it, a lot of things come across my desk. True.
Sure.
And that came across my desk by a number of people, and then actually Heavenly put the confirmation on it because I just heard it from people, but Heavenly was in the inside at that time, and it put a stamp on it, and I was like, damn, Deidre, you know, like that's what we're doing. Like I really didn't understand why would you do that. You understand? Like you were there, you were already in.
Did you talk to her about it?
You know, she said that she didn't do it. She said, I want to do what? How did you hear that? Were you just saying it to say? I said, no, I don't say anything just to say it. I don't do anything for television. I don't say things just for the thrill of it. You did it.
So where are y'all now?
I haven't spoken with her.
Would you be open to like sit down with her and she say, hey, you know, I apologize?
What?
I don't know. You know, but we just.
I mean, well, here's the
so divided all the time.
Here's the thing. Let me say this. There is a scene that we filmed this season of Married to Medicine. We were at the Dude Ranch, and Phaedra, they some kind of way they mixed up our luggage, and anyway they had Phaedra to walk my luggage to me. And I was wondering, like, why is she lingering around? She's still lingering. And she was lingering around, and you know, she wanted to talk, and she said, hey, I want to, you know, talk to you. And she said, you know, what's happened? I said, you tried to give me fired, Phaedra. And this was on cameras and everything.
Right.
And she said, where'd you get that from? I wouldn't do that. I said, yes, you did. You did. And then, so she talked about it, and she apologized for it. And then, you know, she did not like that I said it Candy benched her for 5 years. Because as long as, and I said it.
Right.
Did on business, she did. If Phaedra could not come back if Candy was still present. Okay? So we're going to just, are we keeping it real with y'all?
No, you know we want to keep it 100.
I have always had.
All right, so get into this. Are we surprised that Phaedra was in there in a meeting allegedly? Well, this is her story, but we stand allegedly. But are we surprised that Phaedra was trying to get Quad out and Quad was trying to get her in? I want to say Phaedra is like the shade queen. I want to say Phaedra is very, I don't know, with that freaking frack her and Portia. I don't know. And when you talk about Phaedra, you think about Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then when you talk about Candy, and then you think about the allegations, and then you think about why didn't Miss Phaedra and Candy have a conversation on live television? And why did she get benched? It does make you think. All right. So y'all tell me y'all thoughts in the comments. Oh, let's go ahead and read some of these comments here. I forgot. Let me go ahead and bring these up. Y'all know we love the comments. Here, I'll bring them up so y'all can see too. All right. So someone says what they say. Married to Medicine used to be a great show. It has turned ghetto and undesirable to watch. Bring back. Oh, I love Mariah, and I may consider rewatching again. Yes, we need Miss Mariah back. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad they brought Miss Mariah. Didn't y'all do the same thing to Mariah? I wish Phaedra put this much effort into her legal career. Wasn't Phaedra the only person really filming with Quad last season? Quad was already hanging by a thread. This doesn't really make sense to me. Lord, Quad is exhausting. Her and Heavenly can go. Quad started it and Phaedra was finishing it because makes me understand why would she say that. Even if she thought it was true, she also lied on Mariah that she took rugs and alienated her from the other ladies, so Quad need to sit all the way down. No, she didn't. How does Phaedra have pull enough to get Quad off a show. She's been with 10 years. Besides, anytime there is some backstabbing happening, Dr. Hellish fingerprints are on the handle. Phaedra is Greg's friend, not yours. You know what? Oh my goodness. These ladies, I don't know. I just kind of feel like, it was good for TV. I mean, Phaedra is an actress. What are you like? Why are you tripping? She's an actress. All right. Do we have another story? All right. Yes. So this is a story. Shout out to our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk. Vilification. T.I. sues Sabrina Peterson for defamation after she reportedly accused him and Tiny of rugging and SAing women. Neighbors T.I. has filed a defamation lawsuit against Sabrina Peterson more than 3 years after she accused him of holding a POW to her head and engaging in misconduct involving other women. Court documents obtained by TMZ reveal T.I. claims his family cut ties with Peterson, citing her as a negative influence. He alleges that after the fallout, Peterson retaliated by posting false and damaging accusations against him and his wife, Tiny, on social media. Peterson previously accused T.I. and Tiny of rugging and SAing multiple women, claims they have strongly denied. In his lawsuit, T.I. describes these allegations as a baseless and defamatory, accusing Peterson of using social media to harass him and his family. He also alleges she has targeted others in similar ways, with some seeking legal protection from her behavior. Oh, so she jumps in, child. This was just one day ago. So this is her, Sabrina Peterson. She says, great. Now the victims have the opportunity to share their experience in court and the truth can come to light. This is a positive step forward as the truth is a powerful defense. No one should feel pressured or coerced into situations involving substance use, and consent must always be clear and free of any external influences. Who? Oh, Tiny then ran up in here. Tiny then ran up in. Do y'all see this? Tiny then ran up in here. Oh, Major girl, I love to be your personal assistant. How do I say my resume? Child, let's see what the people said about Miss Sabrina. All right, y'all, let's click it until we can't click it no more. We're trying to get all the comments. Let's see. All right, it says, thanks. She says thanks. Someone says, the Glam University, are you and Alexis guys still helping victims who's been in this situation? I remember seeing y'all on live and TV before a few years back. Unbelievable considering how T.I. made some bad decisions 3 years ago when it comes to the light. Girl, you all over the place. They suing you. Where are the victims listed? They said, didn't you and your victims sue? Didn't you lose and have to pay their lawyer fees? Someone says they should have been sued her, but I'm pretty sure they didn't at first because they know she doesn't have any money and it costs more to sue, especially when there's no money to be won. She tried to shake them down while Me Too was hot. Someone says, girl, bye, didn't you admit jumping on his assistant? Y'all remember that? Someone says the alleged victims could have been had their day in court. What stopped them? Someone says you made all those victims up. She says a day in court is impossible before the court date. The trial is in June, but they know y'all don't read, so they feed you with headlines until the truth. Oh, so they're going to trial in June of next year. Wow. She's someone says, how were they pressured and coerced? And she says, baby, come to court. That's about all I can give you. Oh my goodness. So seems like Miss Sabrina, they have some witnesses. Looks like they have some witnesses. Okay, so she's someone says, let me just screenshot your comments so Tip can have more proof of defamation. Oh, and she says, thanks. Someone says, are you and Alexis Gossip? Um, what happened? Okay, so someone says, are these like the same repetitive comments? Yeah, I don't know. This is like giving me a headache. Okay, so anywho, what do y'all think about it? I feel like, if they're going to trial, I would definitely, if there are victims, definitely they get their day in court, they get their justice. And, these are all allegations, and these people are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We are not saying that they are anything because we don't know. We wasn't there. Only thing we can do is speculate, do our research, and just kind of just wait for the news to come out, right? So listen here. I want to thank you all so much for coming by with me, spending time with me as we cover these hot topics. And listen here. Next time, until next time we meet.